So, one of the kind of like taboo topics that I get asked a lot about is what do I do when my parents start getting older? It's always usually a pretty awkward conversation. It's not a conversation that a lot of us want to have with our parents because we love our parents and we don't want to face their mortality. It's not a fun conversation. Oftentimes it depends on the generation, but a lot of parents don't want to talk to us about finances either. Obviously, I know all my parents' financial information because I've done their estate plans, but it can be a difficult conversations for a lot of families with different dynamics, but it is really, really important conversation to have. So number one, you do need to make sure that your parents have an estate plan in place. I tell my clients all the time when they come in and they're like my age, and I'm like, it is so fantastic that you're here taking care of your estate plan and protecting your children and making sure that your family is safe. But the estate plan that is going to impact you the most is your parents' estate plan. This is the one that you may get dragged through court. And they're like, oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. I'm like, yeah. So you may want to talk to your parents. And I have a lot of parents that get dragged in by their adult kids that are like, you can name me as the executor or the trustee, but you're going to come in and you're going to do this right so that I can make sure that this is an absolute complete nightmare for me when the time comes. So number one, it is really important to realize that as your parents get older, you do not automatically have the authority to make decisions for them. So if they develop dementia or have a stroke or a heart attack and all of a sudden they're incapacitated, and y'all, this can sneak up on you. This is not always a really gradual period where you have lots of time to prepare for this. People have strokes and they don't wake up the same all the time. So it's really important to be thinking about this in advance. Be proactive is the right word. Be proactive instead of reactive. And so we do want to make sure that we have these conversations and make sure that we have incapacity documents in place for our parents so that we have the authority to make decisions for them in advance. What does long-term care look like? Do we need to be doing some long-term care planning for them? Or do they have enough finances that we're not as worried about that? Or do they have a long-term care insurance policy? There's lots of questions that we need to be asking them and to get a really good feel for to make sure that everything's in place, that we can take care of them to the best of our abilities instead of being shell-shocked and like I said, in a complete state of reaction. We want to make sure that all of these documents are in place, and that's going to require that uncomfortable upfront conversation with your parents to see what they have. And oftentimes, if they say they only have a will, that may not be enough. They may need a Medicaid asset protection trust. They may need a revocable living trust if they still own property. They may need incapacity documents still. So just if your parents say, oh yeah, I've taken care of that, I have a will, that's probably not enough. You need to say, can I see your estate planning folder? Let me look through this and make sure that all of these documents that I know you need are in here, because you do not want to end up in living probate, seeking guardianship or conservatorship when they become incapacitated. It's a really awful process. It's really expensive. It's long, and you have to continuously report back to the court. So it's really important to have these awkward conversations with your parents and make sure that you can take care of them when the time comes.